Hello my dear bujo addicts and welcome to November's Join Me Journaling video. Last week I promised you it would be an aesthetic. And it will, but before you have to know that I said that before I even started to do the setup. And yeah, my excitement for this one turned into miserable desperation very quickly, but let me start from the beginning. As you might know, because I told you in every video lately, I did Inktober this year. So after painting only with black ink for a whole month and also having an all black setup in October, I figured that I needed color for November. A lot of color. I also got very inspired by a very cool concept of @paint by letters on Instagram back in September. They called it Digital Dreams, which summarizes the aesthetic very well. I can't really describe it, to be honest. It's a mix of 90s, anime, Disney and Windows XP, I guess. Tell me in the comments how you would describe this theme. I sketched this setup over the terms of 2 weeks, added things, erased them again and just tried different ideas before I settled on the final layout. At first, I wanted to paint all the little pictures in between the boxes myself, like Paint by Letters did. But I figured very quickly that that wouldn't be possible, since I simply hadn't enough time for that. Therefore, I decided to just take the pictures I wanted from Pinterest, adjust their sizes and print them on my leftover sticker paper. You can find them on my Digital Dreams pinboard if you're interested. The link is in the description box down below. On Monday the 2nd, I then finally sat down to film. I wanted to get done with it in one day, so I planned out every detail for every spread before I set down a pen. After 2 hours of that, and then another 3 hours of actually drawing, I hit a wall. I realized that I hated it. Why, you ask? This looks pretty decent so far. Well, what I showed you here is already the second attempt on the front page. And this is the first one. In preparation of this setup, I got me some lovely new neon markers because I wanted the whole thing to pop. Just to mention it real quick, I already doubted it to be a good decision to draw a solitaire game with bright neon pink hearts at this point, but the bigger mistake was that I tried to do the background without sketching out the clouds beforehand and then using my brand new pastel pink marker. The streaks were otherworldly, and this motherfucker bled through as if there was no tomorrow. But I denied all my mistakes and went on. I had done other setups with bad ghosting. It would be fine, right? No, it would not. When I came to paint the background for my mood and sleep spread, I grabbed my trusty and very loved dark blue ink. I thought it would be nice to make it a sparkly night sky, but nope. Here I finally gave up. I put down my brush and stared at it for a good while before I video called my partner to show him the disaster I created. I know, I may come across being the biggest drama queen here, but I had looked forward to doing this setup so much that it devastated me seeing it turning out like this. Hannes agreed with me and advised me to first take a small break and then redo the whole thing. And that's what I did. I cut out all the pages that I messed up, erased the leftovers, printed the stickers I already used again and resketched everything. This took me the rest of the Monday, including coming up with a new and better plan for the backgrounds. I figured that I had to paint them with very light watercolors. Those would in fact make the paper a bit wavy, but not bleed through. Since the evening was well advanced at this point, I didn't want to start just now. Instead, I came up with a method to speed up the painting process for the next day. I put masking tape over every surface of every spread that had to be spared of the background color. This might look like a Sisyphean challenge at first, but trust me, this saved me much time and trouble the next day, and it was a nice mindless task after all the mess and frustration. On Tuesday, I got up early and started by painting all the backgrounds. Guys, removing the tape afterwards was an absolute bliss. From here on, it went rather smoothly. Only in the end I jumped around between the pages a lot and added little details here and there on the backgrounds to make them look more interesting. Week 1 and 3 were really boring at first, and I'm glad that I made nice pastel sceneries out of them. Fun fact, The idea of using the glitter nail polish came to me at the very end of filming week 4. I'm not gonna lie, I had a blast dumping it on almost every spread after that, giving everything a sparkly finishing touch. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. As always, if you want to see this setup in detail, I post pictures of it now every Friday on my Instagram @iliafabia. For now, I think I talked enough and I leave you with the time-lapsed rest of my digital dreams setup. See you next week for my Inktober wrap-up video. And until then, join me journaling. Bye!